What's up, everybody? I'm Steve and welcome to Jerome's Chrome. Last week I took all of the air conditioning components out of this Corvette in hopes of getting the firewall and engine bay painted this week. But after reading the comments from last week's video and doing a little research and thinking things through a little better, I realized that the next step in this process is removing the heater core. We know this heater core is most likely junk because rust water and crust has been running through the cooling system for I don't know how long. And even if the old core is still working, I don't want that junk in whatever engine ends up in this car. And if I want to get this engine bay cleaned up the right way, it's probably best to get this heater box out of here, get it cleaned up, and get the area around it cleaned up before painting. And when I took out the AC box in here, I did find some evidence of wildlife living inside, and you gotta wonder, is that the case with the HVAC ducting behind the dash? But I'll be honest with you, I was kind of hoping to avoid this project right now for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm trying to stay focused on the engine bay of the car right now and not chase shiny squirrels into the interior. But unfortunately, this project is part engine bay, part interior. And second of all, from what I gather, this is not a fun project. Even people that know what they're doing and are good at stuff say that this can be a nightmare. So yeah, I didn't really want to do this project right now, but sometimes in life, you got to do the things you don't want to do to be able to do the things that you do want to do. So here we are. Time to pull out this heater core, quit complaining, and get to work. So if you're new to the world of removing heater cores, so am I, but what I do know is that this whole project happens behind the dash. First steps in the process are removing the gauge cluster, removing this little side panel right here, removing the inside of the glove box, which is already removed for me, so I got that going for me, and removing the ductwork that is underneath the dash right here, which I also already got a head start on that. This piece is connected to this vent and is just connected back there. You just got to pull it off. It's not that hard. Obviously, mine just fell off. And the glove box, if it was there, there would just be some screws going around the perimeter of the plastic that you have to pull out and then just pull the plastic piece out of the glove box. So that's no big deal. And I'm also already glad I'm doing this project because just having this in my hand and taking a sniff, this has a just foul smell of mice feces and urine that I'm glad is not going to be blowing into my face in the future. So I believe my first step is just to remove these screws that are going around the perimeter of this gauge cluster, pop that out, pop the screws out of the side of this piece right here, and that should just pop off, and we'll go from there. Actually, step one is going to be removing this T-top so I don't hit my head 57,000 times. That's much better. Anyway, I got baggies, marker, screwdriver. Let's do this. The first screw of what is going to be a completely easy, no big deal, just couple hour project that goes completely smoothly, no issues. All right, I got 4 screws out of the gauge cluster, giving it a wiggle, and the center console piece is holding it in place, so I guess it's time to pop off this little side piece here. Good news, I guess. Mine was only being held on with 1 screw, so I guess that's good. And I'm just putting that screw right back where it came from for now. There should be a screw right under here and here holding these pieces together, but since this car is what it is, I can just pop that right off there because it's missing. So now I got that loose. Well, here's what I got under here. I have rust, cut wires, mouse nest items, and general ruckus, trash, and destruction. I mean, here's a random spring for something. Hard telling what that goes to. We got this object. Really opening up some layers of smells in here. Like the deeper I go, the deeper the smells start to waft from the caverns in which they have been hibernating in. But anyway, I'm trying to wiggle this thing out and it's stuck right here and right here. So I'm assuming I'm missing something. So I'm gonna do a little digging, try to pop those out. I'll get back with you. Okay, I got it out. Turns out I just had to give it a pull with some confidence in order to get it. I don't know what this thing is in here just flopping around, but I feel like it should maybe be attached to something and it's not. And then up in here we have more extreme mouse nests. So this is just turning out to be a better and better decision. There's a lot of jacked up, old, broken, nasty, stinky things going on in here, everybody. But I don't want to chase that dragon down a rabbit hole right now. I got to put the blinders on at the moment and just focus on the heater core. So the next thing I'm going to do is remove the mouse house ductwork that I have right here. I'm pretty sure it's really only held on with one screw that you can see in here, right there. I think the best way to access it is going to be going underneath the dash and getting it from there. And I believe that this will just slide on out of here after that. So I'm just going to take out that screw and we'll see what happens. I think I got it. And I think it might supposed to be more than one screw holding that whole entire duct in there, but I'm not 100% sure. I watched a few videos on how to do this, but I didn't take notes and I don't have the manual out here with me. So I'm just fiddling. I like fiddling. Okay. I like to just kind of, it's like fun, okay? Anyway, let's try to yank this thing out of here. It's fun. Oh, gross. Moving it. Oh, I'm hung on the carpet back here. That's my problem. Come on, baby. Let's not break this mint condition dash. Oh, God. Okay. Every step of the process, I'm getting more and more glad that I'm doing this right now. That's rough. This is probably a good idea to be doing right now. So, thanks, commenters. Seriously though, I gotta thank you guys so much for the comments. It makes all of this, number one, way more possible, and number two, way more fun. So thank you again, not just for watching the channel, but for helping me out. I can't thank you enough. So let's get back to this disgusting mess. Okay. I don't know if this needs to come out or not at the moment, but it just fell out because it doesn't have any, tabs in which to screw it on. They're broken off. So that was an easy uninstall. So here's where we're at now. This is the ducting stuff that I just took off. And then this right here is the heater box. These two screws are holding the ducting to the heater box. So I just got to pop those two screws off and separate those two from each other real quick. Let's see if I can fit the electric ratchet in there. There's one in the bag. Almost. Nope. Nope. Maybe if I took off the extension, it would help. There we go. So I'm just gonna give that duct a little tug from the heater box to see if that's all I needed to get it separated. No, the answer is no. So I got these two out on the black piece that you can see, but hiding up in there, I can't hold the light and the camera and point at the same time, but right there, there's one more screw hanging out. I'm not complaining because this is my choice, but sometimes getting the lighting and the camera to show what I'm trying to do is harder than doing the thing. Anyway, enough jaw flapping about stupid stuff. I'm gonna get in there and get that screw out of here. Can't reach it. Hold on. There's a thingy in the way. Get out of the way. Thingy. Move. I'm trying to. There we go. There we go. Now, I should be able to get that separated. So I'm just trying to pull this piece off of here and get those two pieces. Boom. Went pretty well. Done. All right, I'm free. So I think the last non-heater box bolt or item to remove is going to be this thingy in here. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's the thing that opens up the blend door. It's the mechanism that moves doors around in there, and I don't think it works. But whether it works or not is not the point. The point is I got to remove it. So I'm gonna just pop off this screw, see if the whole bracket comes off first. There's one of them. Okay, that's the second screw in there. Not sure if that's all I need to get that off, but let's find out. No, there's one in the back, or something in the back. Now that I've taken those two screws out of there, I realize that's not how you do it. You're supposed to take this thing off of this little pin here by just popping that off. And then you can pop these vacuum lines. I don't know if you can see them, but if not, I'll show them to you later. Off of this thing here, and then it's free without having to take the bracket off. So I'm gonna pop this off, I'm gonna pop those vacuum lines off, and we'll see if that gets us free. Well, I just broke that little thingy square in half trying to get it off. This is the little circular thing that used to be on top of the pin. Tried to give it a squeeze with the pliers and pull it off, but instead, just broke in half. Okay, I got it. Got this popped off of there, and I got this popped off of back there, and now I'm free to be able to pull the box out of the car, I think. So here we are looking at the heater box, and there's some screws around the perimeter of the box. The only ones I can see right now is that one right there, and then underneath this one right here. That's all I can see at the moment. So I'm just gonna pop those two out and see where that takes us. I guess I'm just gonna start with the one down here because it seems to be the easier one to access. There's that one. I gotta find my bag of bolts that says heater box. You know, something tells me that I'm not the first person that's been in here doing this, because there's a lot of stuff that's already loose, missing, and not put together correctly. And I know for a fact the Chevrolet would have never done that. All right, I got a collection of extensions for this one back in here, and I still don't know if that's gonna reach. Oh yeah, that should be perfect. Man, that is way back there. I'm just gonna have to let that one fall and hopefully it lands in a good spot because I cannot find my magnet anywhere. Wait, maybe? Maybe. Awesome. Okay, got those two loose and out. And now I'm looking around to see any more. I don't see them, so I'm just gonna do the old Jerome's Chrome way of finding bolts. And that is, of course, wiggling. I'm hung somewhere. I need some gloves on for this mess. This is, you know, gross. All right, where is this thing hung up? Let's do a little investigating. Hmm. Oh, actually, I think I'm free. It's just kind of. Oh, I know why I can't get it out. Duh. So I'm in there yanking and pulling from the interior, but it's never going to come out until I loosen these things up, of course. Yeah, she's loose. I just got to pop these hoses off here and figure out how to squeeze that thing on out of there. But yeah, it's free. I don't know how this was working, being as kinked as it was, so I'm just going to assume that it wasn't, and that was a problem for the previous owners. I wonder if it'll just slide. Oh, no. Well, that was almost really expensive, but I think we're good. Can you see me? I think we're good. So, razor knife, I'm just going to give these heater hoses a slice to try to make it a little easier to get them off of there. Now they should just pop off nice and easy. Oh, coolant. Just get this hose on out of here. And get this one on out of here. And I think that is it. I think we're free. I just gotta pull it on through the dash now. And here's the antifreeze that came out when I just cut that hose. You can see the rust in there, and this is why we're doing what we're doing. Well, that and the extreme mouse habitat that we got going on. Okay, I'm gonna get under here and see what happens. Gave it the tilt. A little rotation. Seems to be stuck. Oh, I'm getting it wedged. I need to wash myself here. I'm hung on the carpet again. I think I'm gonna go around. Ooh. Oh, I got a vacuum line hung up in here. Got that. Oh. It is free. Whew. All right, let's check this out. Well, I guess it's no big surprise at this point, but this thing is loaded up on the inside with more mouse nests. Ew. Just shaking that thing right there back and forth like that. I got some free bonus items. I got some acorn tops, a small roll of electrical tape fell out of there, some more nuts, and some disgusting rust water that came out of the heater core. So, yeah, once again, this was probably a pretty good idea, taking care of this right now. The hoses were kinked. This thing is broken and missing tabs. This thing is full of junk and rust water. And then obviously this right here. Glad that this is getting out of here. Gross. And gross. That's nasty. And there's that. A complete hole all the way into the inside of the car. I got everything you can possibly get out of the HVAC system, except for the dials and controls at this point. Which is kind of cool. I got it all out, but kind of uncool, because I don't really want to move forward with anything else until I get this wrapped up with whatever I'm going to do. Whether it's going to be just the heat, whether it's going to be the vintage AC. I'm at the point with this car to where I don't want to take anything else apart unless I'm going to immediately replace it with something new, because I'm just tearing the whole dang thing apart at this point. I'm not chasing any more dragons down the rabbit holes at this point. It's either I finish the job that I start before moving on to another job, or do a small job that doesn't require removing parts, because from here on out, anything that comes out, I'm replacing it with a new part or refurbishing and replacing old part before I move on. I'm not trying to do a frame off restoration here. This thing was originally just supposed to be a running, driving turd that wasn't going to be a big major project. I knew I had my hands full with doing some stuff, but I didn't really plan on going this deep. So that's where I'm at. But overall, I'm really glad I did this. I removed a small community of mice habitat from behind the dash. I got the rusty water heater core out of the car, and I'm pretty sure at this point now, I'm ready to actually clean up the engine bay and start doing some painting. So I think that's next. It's hard to say for sure because I'm pretty sure I've said that for 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. Then I ended up reading the comments and realized I got other work to do before doing that. So that's what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna leave it to you. What's next for me? What do you think I should do next on this car? Am I ready for rust removal, prepping and painting in here? Or is there other stuff that I should do? I'm to the point now where I really need to think hard about everything I need to do inside this engine bay before I put another engine in. I need to make sure that I get everything done, the minimum amount of things done that I need to do to make sure I don't have regrets after I put an engine back in. So, what are your thoughts? What are the things that I need to do before an engine goes in that in the future, I'm not gonna look back on and go, why did I not do this when the engine was out of the car? So I'm just trying to prevent that. So let me know what you think. I'll be reading every single comment and putting together a plan for next week. I'll see you then.